We are streaming live. Welcome, dear ones. Welcome. It is Rachel Cooley here on the Divine Impact Show with Rachel Cooley with the lovely Lila Veronica today. Today we are popping in to bring you blessings and upliftment with the angels. This is a place, dear ones, where spiritual women, soulpreneurs, emerging healers, intuitives, and light workers catalyze miraculous blessings for themselves and others on the Divine Impact Show. I'm thrilled to introduce Lila Veronica here for show 58 of the Divine Impact Show. And Lila is an international speaker, mindful movement coach, and creator of the Feel Good movement. I love that, Lila. And she created a movement system to make mindful movement more accessible to high achieving women who feel too busy to work out or meditate. Who can relate to that, dear ones? Let us know in the comments. Total, so many of us, right? Lila's Riverstone movement system completely changes the shape of your body, teaches you exactly how to stop releasing stress hormones, and gives you training on nourishment practices that require 10 seconds to 10 minutes. Now, how incredible is that? Lila lives, dear ones, in the mountains of Colorado, and she is a recovering academic and loves spending time with her family in her free time. Welcome, Lila.
Thank you, Rachel. It's a blessing to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. It's such a blessing to have you here with us. And I'm so grateful that we met through our friend Tracy L, right? We met through Tracy and we've angelically been guided to come together. So it's such a joy to have you here on the show. And I'd love to start out, Leela, by sharing how do you feel that you make a divine impact in the world in your own unique way?
Mm. Oh, I so appreciate that question, Rachel, and I think you're going to enjoy my answer. Is that
Can't wait to hear it.
about 11 years ago, I changed my name from Lillian, my birth name, to Leela. And Leela in Sanskrit means divine play. Yes. And so one of my intentions is to bring more play to the world. You know, I do it in different ways, but there's so much addiction to suffering. And there's this lack of play as we get older often. And what I know is that when I help my community play more, there's so much more divine connection,
Yes.
right? There's so much more joy, and there's actually more aliveness in the body and health and sustainability in the body. So, like, for example, this month in my movement school, it's all about play this month. And so we're hopping and sliding and gliding and jumping where we're leaving the ground. And I believe that when we're in more of a light-hearted nature, we're in more true light in the heart
Mm,
nature.
yes.
And so my intention is to stay youthful and playful as long as I can. Now, I will tell you, like I said, I'm a recovering academic. So I'm, you know, probably the best audience member right now is like I get serious. I get real serious and real heady and real mental, real thinky, real figure outy, real trying to make a sense out of all of it. So it's my work in the world for myself too, to play more, to be in my body, to relax, not be so, I don't have to be so smart all the time about everything.
Right? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. And I feel also when we're really in that playful element, when we're in our hearts, we're more present in the moment and
Yes.
connected. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really my ideally divine impact is help it play more. Like, hey, let's let's just reverse, a little bit. You've got as far as you are. You don't need any, you'll learn more stuff. You'll be smarter over time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now let's play. Let's get back to the root of what really lights us up, because And I could go on and on and on, but why it's
So
important.
go on, because I think so many of us needs to lighten up because, we need a balance, knowing what's happening, but also lightening up as well. But go ahead, where were you going with that thought?
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure many of the community members that are listening are interested in manifestation,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
I like to say I get everything I want and people like to give me things.
Oh, that's a
I
great
just
mantra.
I get everything I want and people like to give me things. So
Ooh.
now, do I have struggles at times? Yeah. But if I continue to believe that I get everything I want, I'm going to continue to want stuff and play and create toward that. Now, if you don't believe you're going to get what you want, you're going to be satisfied where you are, or maybe unsatisfied where you are, I should say. And you're not going to really play. You're just going to be like ho hum. I see so much ho hum. I see, like I said, such an addiction to suffering. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not like diminishing anybody. I have compassion. I understand. Like, that's why I'm here to talk about this. Like, hey, what if we could be a rebel and feel good? What if we could be a happy person? Not fake happy, but do the things to generate the happiness, right? Our mind, our body, right? Our energy,
Yes.
connection. It's our job to foster that stuff. And if you're listening right now, it means on some level you want more joy and play and happiness and lightness. And so, I think when uh, especially in your voice, Rachel, it's a very light and fun and youthful voice,
Yes.
right? You probably hear this often.
I do. Thank you.
Yeah. And so, um, stress chemicals, one of the reasons we're here today, stress chemicals get in the way. And I can talk a little bit about how to. So I want to honor you like, hey, you're like, Lila, I want to play, but I'm exhausted, right?
Yeah.
Most of that is because stress chemicals, typically. I get it, you're doing stuff, but you ain't chopping wood all day. Most of you are not tired because of that. It's the head, it's the thinking state, right? It's like
Oh,
you're
totally.
overthinking and over stress triggering stuff. So I can teach you how to get out of that. It's huge. So then you can play. You might also think like, Lila, I want to play more, but I just like, I just have to work so much. It's like, okay, well, what if work could be able to play?
Yeah,
Right? Like, I mean, look at me right now. I'm working. You're working.
it's true. And we're so relaxed and in the moment and enjoy.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
So that's what I want for everybody. Now, I've created a life where I can do what I want, when I want, with who I want, where I want. And I recognize like it is not easy to get here. You got to make a choice. So I've been on a mission to find simple ways. Like if you are probably familiar, or some of your audience members, with the gene keys.
Yes.
It's like a personality test sort of thing, or however you want to call it. Those character, we tell it when you're born, it tells you how you are.
Yes.
So anyways, one my gene keys is all about quintessence. It's like take a lot of information, whittle it down to the essence of the essence of the essence.
Wow.
So I've been on a path and I'm still on it. I'm still digging deep. I'm sure in the next probably year or so, maybe less, I'll have a new framework to share with everybody, and on in something that's like typical for me. So what I learned is, number one, like I said, my movement system. I've created a system that's easy to learn. It's very accessible because it's only 15-minute live classes and they're only 13-minute practices. So you come, you practice for 13 minutes and you leave. So you're there for 15. That's it. And it's enough to get people massive results. So I've created a system for that. Now, the other thing is I'll give you the story. So my
Yes.
best girlfriend, a woman I met in a high-end mastermind community in 2017, she created a method to teach you how to not trigger stress chemicals. So I'd love to show you a couple slides today. The
Please do.
reason is because I believe when you're in fight or flight survival, stress chemicals,
Yeah.
you're not able to connect with divinity
So true.
as easily, maybe not totally.
Yeah.
And when you're not in fight or flight, right? What people call it all sorts of things, the ego mind, the monkey mind, uh, uh, nervous system dysregulation. Like there's a lot of ways to talk about it. A lot of, I see a lot of health issues, relationship issues, financial issues, right? Anxiety, depression, all that kind of stuff. A lot of it just has to do with stress chemicals.
Yes.
And so what I can show today is how to not trigger stress chemicals in a 10-second window. And I'll show you the science behind it, the biology. And what I would say is like, this is actually, oh my goodness, I forgot. Like, so it's really cool that I'm here today because what I always tell people when I'm first explaining this is that when you learn how to not be in fight or flight, it's like heaven on earth.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're in fight or flight, it's the opposite.
Right. Totally.
So I think it's really a valuable tool for anybody who's working on their divine connection, their spiritual journey, right? To
Yes.
learn how to get out of fight or flight.
Absolutely. This is incredible. Yes, please share with us your slides.
I'll show some slides. I'm going to show you all the things. I mean, this is amazing. This is like,
Yeah. Let's see all the things.
I would say this is life-saving. I mean, I'm not going to promise anything, but you got to do your own thing, you do your own work, but I'm going to show you here. So, okay, stress chemicals. So I'm just going to go through this super quick in the beginning and then I'll get into the details. I just want to show you a couple slides. So stress chemicals are the thing keeping you from happiness. And also the reason why you suffer from triggers, it's not because someone triggered you. It's not because you got triggered by someone. It's that your body released stress chemicals from the trigger. And I'll show you how to get rid of it. Basically not make it not happen in 10 seconds. Okay. So before 2017, I met this wonderful woman. I was starting my business. That was my first year. I made 6 figures in my business. And I was like super overwhelmed always. And I would end the day, I'd be all computer working all day, end the day, done, spent. Sometimes even like crying. I was so overwhelmed and tired. I was like, oh, this is so hard. I remember like once I had a roommate at the time and he came home and I was laying on the kitchen floor crying. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I just need to get these emotions out of my body. Like, you should not need to cry on the kitchen floor at the end of the day because being on a computer was somehow hard. Okay, nobody died. I didn't lose a limb. Nobody hit me on the head. There's no reason I need to be crying because of this, but I was in stress. Okay, so I'm sure somebody out there really relates to this now or somewhere in the past, or might happen in the future to you. So I want to be here for you. So this woman is the gal I told you I met in the high-end mastermind in 2007. She created something called the pressure-free method, and I'm going to explain it today. You can see we've had a lot of fun together since then. We became accountability partners because she was the only other person in the mastermind that was showing up and doing live videos regularly. And so was I. And I thought, okay, she's got a high level of accountability. I'm going to be accountability partners with her. She told me she already had 2 accountability partners. And I said, do you have one every single day? She said, what? So we became accountability partners every single day. I went after this woman because I was like, I don't know what this woman's about, but I like what she's doing. She also wanted to be my partner because I had a really good posture. She's a tall woman who played violin for years. And she'd been working on her posture for 40 years. This woman's old enough to be my mom, but she's she is as old as my mom, but she's my bestie. We've hosted retreats together. The posture that I teach, the movement that I teach, the reason her and I have done so much work together, a lot of our clients work with me, work with her, and vice versa together, because the posture I teach is a pressure-free posture. It's basically how to be in your body and not trigger stress chemicals, right? You know what somebody looks like when they're stressed and down and out or anxious. And you know what they look like when they're young and playful and vibrant. We want the latter in inside and outside. So in 2022, she actually opened up enrollment for her first certification program. I became certified, mostly because I go to all her stuff basically, and she goes to all mine, and we do stuff together because it's so good. If you can get out of stress chemicals, you'll live longer, you'll be happier, better relationships, and make more money. I'm like, why not? It just makes sense to me. So the stress response is your body's natural defense mechanism, just to basically get out of something like a lion, a tiger, a bear, a fire, right? Some sort of attack. So we need it. It's not like it's bad. We need it. Okay. So, but in this day and age, we overreact. Like I was crying on the floor because of computer work. Most of us are not under attack. No tiger was coming to get me in my office. But we become really good at overreacting to people and situations. We see this a lot. I'm going to talk about why in a second. These are some stats from actually 2018. I need to pull up some more recent stats, but 40 million Americans, almost 20% of the adult population has been diagnosed with anxiety disorders. Almost 20%, 1 in 5 people. Walk in a room, walk in a grocery store. That's a lot of people. Now, 25%, now this is before 2020 stats, 25% between 13 and 18, 1 in 4 children. I'm like, what? Teenagers are stressed. Everybody's stressed. And I'm like, oh my God, there's an epidemic and I can't help but see it and have to say something about it. It's just the truth. So that's why I'm here. I mean, I could be doing all sorts of stuff, but this is key. This is so, I just think it's so important. So, and it applies to everybody. So if you're somebody who wants to have a higher performance and feel better and be, more divinely led, I think this is key. So I just want to show you, this is the most important thing, most important slide. Screenshot it, put it in your back pocket, remember it so that you know how to not be in it. Number one, something happens. Either, everybody's different. Maybe a loud noise. Like I'm sensitive to loud noises. If a car were to have a backfire, I'd probably trigger if I didn't know what to do. I'll tell you about that in a second. So a car, boom, backfires, like what? Loud noise. Maybe it's you see somebody that you don't like. Maybe somebody says something to you. Maybe you're worried about money, about your health, about your kids, about your love life, about some other country, politics, right? The world. Whatever it is you got going on, you might be having some sort of trigger. So it's all different for everybody. Okay. Let's just say that. We know that. It's all different. Now, here's what happens. Trigger happens. Boom. You could think something happens outside of you, something does something. Your heart rate goes up. Boom. Okay. So listen in. This is what happens. Trigger, heart rate goes up within 10 seconds. Adrenals release adrenaline. Boom, 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 boom. Get out of there. There's a war in Russia. Like, what? I'm right here. Nothing's happening. There's a war in Russia. No, I'm not making fun of you, but it is kind of funny. I have a sense of humor. I think you can too if you were out of stress. It is sort of funny to get triggered by something that's so far away. There's no need. It's not good for you. It actually diminishes your capacity. So what we're going to do is say like, okay, in that 10-second windows, what can we do? And I'll tell you in a second, but I'll tell you real quick what happens to the body. So adrenaline comes out. All these things happen. I get sweaty armpits if I trigger. That's my telltale. I get sweaty, I get hot, but all sorts of things can happen to you, like blushing, impaired memory. You can't think. You're not a good test taker. You got to pee all of a sudden. And then, all these things happen in your body. You're confused. Your mind is like, what? You don't feel good. You're off. And then what happens is hours later, typically, sometimes after you go to bed, the body releases cortisol. Now, cortisol is said to be the bad guy, but can you see how adrenaline's actually the one that we need to stop? It's not the cortisol. We need the cortisol because the cortisol repairs the cells from the adrenaline and other catecholamines. So cortisol repairs from the adrenaline, and then the cortisol makes the belly fat like we hear about all the time. Blood pressure. If you wake up in the middle of the night, 2, 3 a.m. kind of thing, 3:30, 4 a.m., and then you wake up and you can't get back to sleep, or maybe you wake up and then you go back to sleep later, you're up for a while, it's the cortisol stage. That's what's going on. So yes, we need to stop cortisol, but we got to do it from the adrenaline. Okay, so let's go into it, baby. Oh, one thing to remember, key. Men trigger, it takes the cells of their body about up to 9 hours to get rid of the nasty chemicals. Women, it takes up to 24. So quintessential story, man, woman, an argument, man over it, woman not. It's biology. You're in stress chemicals longer. It takes your body longer to repair. The men have to be at it quicker because they got to defend you from tigers. So the only way to stop stress from messing with you is stop the stress cycle. The pressure-free method shows you how, and I'm going to share with you just very briefly a 10-second solution. So if you were to go and like work with me or do some work on this on your own, you need to figure out like, why do you want to do this? Like for me, it's important because I want to live long and have a good time. And I want to be nice to people and help people, and I want to make a big impact, and all of these things. I want to evolve my soul to the highest potential. So triggers, we talked about what triggers you. That's something you got to figure out. And then the tools. So let's go into tools. Now there are over 40 tools: mind tools, body tools, lifestyle tools. Different tools work for people differently. What I'm going to show you is a body tool. Okay. So let's start with, it's called the Celebration Ferris wheel. I'm just going to get out of here and show you. So here's the deal. Imagine you got a trigger. There's a loud noise. Someone walks in the room. You're worried about money. Whatever it is, it happens, that moment. In the moment, there's between that time and the 10-second, which is when the heart rate goes up and the adrenaline releases. In that 10 seconds, you want to do a gross motor movement. So you can take your arms up. So take that worry up, and then take your arms wide, thumbs up, so your heart's nice and wide, like your angel wings. Let's do that. All right, yeah. And then you can do it again. Up, put that worry over. It's going to come back. It'll be all right. You just put it up. And then we're going to add a couple more little things to it. You're going to relax your belly button away from your spine and put a little smile on. And this lifts your body. It helps when you put a smile, it's a dopamine release, good chemicals, not bad chemicals. Yay. All of a sudden, you can't be doing this. Yay, soft belly, angel wings, smile. If there's a tiger, your brain's like, there's no tiger, right? Now, say you can't do the arm thing because it would be weird. Somebody walks in the room and you're like, ugh. Or you get an email, you're like, oh, I got to respond to this person. Maybe you can't do the arms, right? Or you're nervous, you're about to go on stage. You can't do the arms, right? You can relax the belly and smile. If you don't want to do a big smile, just a little inner smile. Belly button relax. Now, this is hard for a lot of people. I know. I see you. I honor you if you're listening. It's hard to relax your belly button. People say, how do you do it? Relax your belly away from your spine. A little bit of an open mouth helps. Okay. So this is one way of many. When you're triggered, don't sit in it. Don't let it get you. Don't release a cocktail of chemicals that keep you in stress hormones for 9 hours, 24 hours, or days, or months, or years. I was in stress for 36 years of my life. I remember the first day I had no stress. It was like heaven on earth. And I want that for everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Incredible. And I love how you called out them angel wings. That was beautiful. Yeah.
If you're triggered, put those angel wings on, baby, and smile and fly. It might seem weird, but if you're not weird, you're like everybody else who's stressed out.
Oh, yeah.
Be weird, be angel.
Be weird to be angel. Embody the angels within you. And you can add in calling them in. That's what I would add in, on the Divine Impact Show here. So
Kind of
powerful.
made me want to cry there for a moment. I was like, oh, you kind of got me when you said that embody the divine angel within you. I was like,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
that is what this is.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Okay.
So Leila, that's just so informative, and also just to have a tool, a tangible tool that we can embody with our angels, with our angel wings, with our soft belly and our smile, with our arms up, with our
Mm.
angel wings. That's so powerful and empowering. And
Yeah,
I,
it makes you actually look prettier too, by the way. People are always like, you never age. I saw a buddy I saw from like 20 some years ago, or I knew from 20 some years ago. He's like, you've never aged. I was like, because we're working the body's posture, we're lifting it up too. And
yes,
so
we're lifting it up.
there's reasons all behind it, but like all of this neck and the décolleté and the face, it all lifts up when you're doing this versus this. It's
Right, because it's a hunch over stressed mode that so many of us in our culture, in the Western world are in. So let's shift that energy. So powerful. Woohoo!
I know.
My goodness. So Leila, you have a link to share. I'm going to pop it in the chat. Can you share with us about your wonderful link?
Yeah. When you go to speakwithlila.com/body,
Yes.
you show up and I provide a mind body assessment. Basically, I show you what's going on with your body, and then I give you some tools, tips, little techniques about how to walk, sit, and stand differently so that you have more balance front, back, left, right, up, down. We take some screenshots. I show you what's going on, and you're always like, every person who ever does it is wowed. They're like,
Really?
whoa, I didn't know that. I was like, I know. And then I tell you what's going on and how to shift it. And it's super simple, but it's powerful. If you had all resonated with anything I said today, or if you have anything going on with your body that like that, even that little intuition, like, I know my body is a key factor in the evolution of where I want to go next. Let's talk. Like, I'm your girl.
Yeah, absolutely. You are the girl.
Yeah.
You're amazing. Wow, so empowering, Leila, and we're so grateful for you to come on, to take this time, to connect today and to share with us this incredibly important information at this time of, there's stress in the world, and we want to be in joy and in our bodies and be on purpose. And these are incredible technique, and the knowledge that you just brought for us. So we thank you so much. Woo! Spread your angel wings, loves. So beautiful. Such a joy to have you on the Divine Impact Show today, Lila Veronica. I'm just so grateful that we were guided to meet and to be able to share on each other's platforms. How amazing is that? So
So
cool.
cool. Yeah, I'll have you on again because I think what you bring is so beautiful, and my community. Some of my people are actually a part of your community too. I can tell we've got some people that love your stuff that connected to me. So I want to continue to support you.
Oh, thank you so much. And I want to continue to support you as well. So we'll keep our synergy going. And we have Elizabeth Emerson watching from Mount Shasta, California. Welcome, Elizabeth. So glad you've been with us live today. So loves, oh, she's sending Mount Shasta love. Thank you, Elizabeth. So Leila, such a joy, such an honor to have you on the Divine Impact Show. Have a blessed and beautiful day, dear ones. Many angel blessings. Know that God and your angels are by your side, and you have this incredible tool and connection now with Leila. And we send you all lots of love, light, and angel blessings. Have a blessed and beautiful day. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now, loves. Take care.